In a lavish Illyrian court, the intensely melodramatic Duke Orsino is making a great show of suffering over his unrequited love for the beautiful Countess Olivia. He is hindered in his quest for love by the fact that she won't accept any suitors, particularly not him, as her brother has just died, and she has sworn off men for 7 whole years. Her refusal to entertain his courtship does not put him off, however, and in fact, only seems to deepen Orsino's obsession with her. Meanwhile, a much different scene is playing out on the coast of Illyria, where a young woman named Viola has been shipwrecked. Believing her twin brother Sebastian has drowned during the chaos, she has no choice but to try to find some work in this strange land in order to survive and protect herself. The captain of their ship briefs Viola on Orsino's doomed pursuit of Olivia, and because Olivia is not socially available, she decides to disguise herself as a man so she can get a job working for Orsino. Olivia may not be in the mood for entertaining guests, but her drunkard uncle, aptly named Sir Toby Belch, has no such qualms, inviting his friend Sir Andrew Aguecheek to stay and court his niece, hoping that the wealthy knight might succeed in winning her favour, and more importantly, fund his hedonistic lifestyle. Unfortunately, Sir Andrew is a bumbling, pretentious idiot who has more of a chance flying to the moon than he does gaining Olivia's affections, but that doesn't stop him from trying. Just days after starting work as a page for Orsino, Viola, now named Cesario, has already become his closest confidant. Her responsibilities in this new job seem to solely consist of helping him to win over Olivia, an uncomfortable task for Cesario, 1 because she is actually a woman, and 2 because she now has feelings for Orsino, which she cannot express because of her disguise. Back at Olivia's house, Feste the Fool returns after a long absence, and joins the madness of her household. His wit and charm have no effect on Olivia's pompous steward Malvolio, however, who deeply disapproves of the antics that he and Sir Toby get up to, and actively tries to spoil their fun. Using sheer determination, the disguised Viola manages to get a rare audience with Olivia, and although she disdainfully rejects Orsino's suit, she seems to take a liking to his young page's good looks and charms. In a surprising twist, Viola's supposedly drowned twin brother Sebastian now reappears in Illyria, accompanied by Antonio, a sea captain who rescued him from the shipwreck. Sebastian too believes that his sibling has drowned, and sets off to explore this new land. And because Antonio has become very attached to him, he tags along with Sebastian to protect him, even though he and Orsino are old enemies. Blissfully unaware of these events, Viola leaves Olivia's house only to be hailed down by Malvolio shortly after. He delivers a ring that Olivia insists Cesario left behind, but this is really just a ruse so that she can see him again. To her horror, Viola realizes that Olivia is in love with her male disguise, and that she, Olivia, and Orsino are caught in a very strange and complicated love triangle. Orsino seems to recognize the symptoms of love in his trusted page, and questions Cesario about his love life. Viola answers somewhat truthfully, describing the object of her affections, which just so happens to resemble Orsino himself. Confused by his answer, but still keen to wear Olivia down, he sends Cesario back to woo her again, much to her continued anguish. Meanwhile, Sir Toby, Sir Andrew, and Feste have become fed up of Malvolio's consistent meddling in their drunken revelry, and decide that he has become a bit of a menace. Olivia's gentlewoman Maria concocts a cunning plan to put Malvolio in his place by using his crush on Olivia against him. Forging her handwriting, Maria plants a letter from Olivia in the garden, which expresses her love for a mysterious M.O.A.I., and asks him to adopt strange behaviors and dress in yellow stockings with crossed garters, a style which Olivia actually hates. Sure enough, Malvolio takes the bait, and the conspirators wait gleefully to witness his downfall. When Cesario returns to Olivia with another proclamation from Orsino, Olivia lays her cards on the table, rejecting Orsino yet again, and declaring her undying love for the messenger. This is an awkward situation for Viola, who deflects her advances by protesting that no woman will ever win Cesario's heart, which ironically makes Olivia fall for her even harder. Antonio and Sebastian now arrive in the same city where his sister is, and since Antonio can go no further without being spotted by Orsino's men, he gives him all his money so that he can go and explore. With all the non-stop visits from Cesario, Sir Andrew hasn't been able to get a look in with Olivia. He is intimidated by the young page's wit and charm, so Sir Toby and a servant Fabian persuade the cowardly knight to challenge Cesario to a duel in the hopes of a bit of entertainment. While this has been going on, Malvolio has been acting in accordance with the letter's instructions, smiling creepily at all hours of the day, and wearing his yellow stockings with cross garters. Olivia is understandably confused and repulsed by this, so the conspirators go a step further and accuse him of madness, locking him away in a dark room by himself. At last, Sir Toby, Fabian, and Sir Andrew find the bewildered Cesario and challenge her to a duel, which quickly turns into a farcical scene due to the extreme cowardice and dueling incompetence on both sides. Just before the fight begins, however, Antonio bursts in, mistaking Cesario for Sebastian and intervening to protect him. This outburst alerts the authorities, however, and he is arrested for his past beef with Orsino. Realizing his unfortunate situation, Antonio asks Cesario to return the money he has just lent him, but of course Cesario has no idea what he's talking about, and denies ever receiving money from him, or even having seen him before, which leaves Antonio terribly hurt and betrayed. Hearing him call her Sebastian, however, sparks some hope in Viola, who now leaves more confused and troubled than ever. Sir Andrew realizes that Cesario is even less of a fighter than he is, and this gives him enough courage to chase after the page and rough him up a little. The case of mistaken identity continues, as Feste, who's been sent by Olivia to find Cesario, comes across Sebastian and attempts to persuade him to return to her house. The confusion escalates further when Sir Andrew swaggers in and strikes Sebastian in the face, believing that he is Cesario. Much to the shock of Sir Andrew and Sir Toby, Sebastian responds with force, easily overpowering both men. At this point, Olivia runs in, desperate to protect her beloved Cesario and shooing away the disheveled knights. Sebastian is totally baffled now, but intrigued by her beauty, he decides to follow her home and hear her out. The torment of Malvolio is still underway, as Feste pretends to be a priest who has come to assess him. He determines from his questioning that Malvolio is indeed mad, much to his distress, and after some further misery, Feste agrees to bring him a pen and paper so that he can write to Olivia and explain himself. The lady of the house is otherwise engaged, however, as she and Sebastian, whom she thinks is Cesario, have been all over each other. Thrilled that Cesario suddenly seems to like her back, Olivia rather hastily arranges for them to get married, and even though Sebastian hasn't even told her his real name, he agrees for some reason, adding to the building chaos. The poor betrayed Antonio is now brought before Orsino and Cesario, and although she expresses her gratitude for him having saved her, Antonio is still understandably offended that she doesn't even acknowledge knowing him. To add to the rising confusion, Olivia arrives, and in true Orsino fashion he cannot resist trying to court her. He is, of course, decisively rejected, and Olivia entreats her new husband to come with her. Both Orsino and Cesario are equally amazed by this revelation, but when the priest confirms their marriage, Orsino is disgusted and betrayed, ordering Cesario to never come near him again. This tense situation is only amplified by the wounded Sir Andrew and Sir Toby, who accuse Cesario of accosting them in the streets. But just when things seem like they couldn't get any more complex, Sebastian finally makes an appearance, revealing at last the presence of both twins in Illyria. Seeing both Cesario and Sebastian together, the assembled group is stunned by their resemblance, and the truth slowly starts to dawn on them. Sebastian and Viola joyfully reunite, confirming their identities and recounting what they have been up to since the shipwreck. The realization that Cesario is actually a woman astonishes Orsino, who rather swiftly transfers his affections for Olivia to Viola, and proposes to marry her immediately. Olivia, on the other hand, is relieved to learn that she married the right twin, and orders Malvolio brought forth to fetch Viola's real clothes. Feste delivers Malvolio's letter, which reveals why he has been acting the way he has, and when the wretched man is finally allowed out, Olivia gently explains that he has been duped by Maria and her accomplices. It is revealed that Sir Toby enjoyed the prank so much that he has actually married Maria in secret, and Malvolio leaves in a fury, vowing revenge on the lot of them. With all the loose ends tied up, the happy couples are left to celebrate both the marriage of Olivia and Sebastian and the upcoming wedding of Orsino and Viola, just as soon as she changes out of her page's uniform, of course.